Alrighty, everybody, this is all the hardware that is needed to build the controller. So you need one or two speakers, an ESP32, a PAM8403 audio amplifier, a buck converter, female and male through pins, a 20K potentiometer, and a power support and a power port for this. This is pretty much all you really need, minus some wires. The transmitters that they need, that they really like, is the Fly Skies, either the i6S or the Fly Sky i6X, and yeah, they're actually really nice. They're inexpensive and for what they are, but they do get the job done. And this is a finished product of it. After showing you guys all of the hardware that's needed for the building of the sound controller, the first step is going to be, actually the very first step is going to be going to GitHub here and downloading the files needed for everything. And I would highly suggest reading through all of this, because it is quite extensive. It'll tell you what it's all based down on, what it's based around, the Arduino IDE. So if you are familiar with Arduino, you can kind of understand the programming needed for this. And as you can see, it'll pretty much tells you everything that is needed to work this. And some of his, I believe he's got some of his older prototypes on here also. All the features that are that come with it, and it is quite extensive on what you can do with this board, and the possibilities with it. It's quite amazing what DIY Guy 999 has done with this. You can even create your own sound files. Download your own, your own engine sounds if you want to go that way. It does have a spot here to order from PCBWay, which I do highly recommend. Well, you ain't gonna get them no other way, but I suppose you could build this yourself. But this would be the first step here, is to purchase this from PCBWay, and we'll go through that in a moment. I'll leave a link down in the description. Tells you a little bit more about the the microcontroller here, from the wiring to the PWM, receivers, speakers, LED, all what's needed for it. I think this is a couple of his older prototypes here. Some of the software that is required. See, this is you can run this under Arduino and IDE, but it is not recommended. Just for the mere fact of you have a lot of extra files that you have to put into your libraries and special folders and stuff. Where on the other hand, Visual Studio Code with the Platform IO extension, it pretty much does that automatically. And then if you back it up with the getscm.com download, it'll just put all your files into one spot. It'll synchronize everything, and it actually does make everything pretty much plug and play. And because I did try it out on Arduino, and for some reason it wasn't liking some of the files. It wasn't compiling. It was missing, and yeah, I just couldn't get it to work. And then I dove in for the first time into Visual Studios here, and it was quite an eye-opener. The link down to the GitHub where we're at now, the ESP that is required, the ESP32 that is required. Now, if you were going to go to the Arduino IDE protocols, you have to download all of these from the status LED, S-Bus, RC trigger, all of these. And for some reason, I wasn't doing it, and I'm not that avid with Arduino, but I do have Arduino background. But to get these in the proper spot and make them work, it just wasn't working for me. You might be able to make it work, but I couldn't get it to work. But nonetheless, Visual Studios, we'll dive into that in a moment. Then it pretty much goes through all of the vehicles in here and everything where you can use. And like I said, it is quite extensive of all the vehicles that you could program in here. Now, obviously, it's one at a time, but you have, like I said, a lot of options. You know, dips a little bit more into the PPM protocols, the PWM protocols, S-Bus protocols, and what you can do with it, and what have you. As like I said before, these seems to me that this is kind of based around the Skyfly radio controllers, receivers, as I shall say, receivers. Or no, I'm sorry, transmitters. I think so. This is some of his older prototypes here, and that's pretty much it with the GitHub website. So I would recommend kind of, going through this, and then once you download this via this little green bar here, then it'll throw you into the downloads folder of your main screen there, and then we will actually get to this spot here. And then it'll make a copy of the RC Engine Sounds master. And the first thing that you really do need to do is to make a copy. Put this off to the side, make a copy. All right, so that leads us over to here. Once you download it, it'll put up a master folder. And then what I would suggest you do right away is make a copy of it and put it and rename it. Make a copy of it and rename it. And I named mine 2026 because the one over here, the one that doesn't have the one on it, is a older version from 2023. Seems like the one that he updated a lot of his folders and help files and stuff. So we're going to dive into that. So now once you download it and everything, you can just open it up and that brings you to here. Now, once again, this is kind of like a sensory overload here, but the main two things you have to be kind of interested in, or three things, is your documentation, your hardware, and your SCRs. Okay, first one is your documentation. This will pretty much walk you through the process of setting up the sound card. So if we go to this PDF here, okay, so that throws us to here. Alrighty. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. So the sound card here. So you're actually going from the sound card setup to the and that'll throw you into here. And it's a pretty much basic board vehicle setup. Walk you through the whole process. Yeah, kind of walk you through the whole process of setting up the light controllers, what resistors you need for the LED lights, and really how to do it step by step. There are a few videos out there where the DIY guy will show you how to build the board after you get them back from PCBWay. Because from PCBWay you can have them assembled, which will pretty much put the ICs, all of the resistors and stuff on the board itself, which helps a lot. So here the quick start guide here is where you would start at. Go out, walks through everything. Like I said, just read everything, reread it again, and you just get a full understanding of what you're doing here, And it is pretty much, standard and simple, if you kind of got the basic understanding of radio control vehicles and programming. It's really not that hard. And if you're not that savvy with this, then it's really not that hard. All right, so now we're back to here. So that's it with the documentations. The next one is the hardware. Okay, this is how you would order your PCB board from PCBWay. And this is where you would, put it here. And then that would lead you over to how to order it from PCBWay. Once again, it'll say go to the Get to GitHub. download everything, which you already did. You don't have to go that. So you would actually start here at PCB Bay. Once you have an account, start up an account and everything, it'll walk you through the whole process of ordering it and stepping through it. And if you already order from PCB Way, it should pretty much be plug and play to you. Turnkey, yes. Staying sensitive, yet no. 24 parts, yes. This here, and then you are going to have to give them a bill of materials, which is down here. So then you're going to have to go into your files, which would be hold on, which would be in your SM folder. And then here you would have to give them the a Gerber zip file, the ESP, and you'd have to go into here. No, not into here. Yeah. Well, hold on. Okay, yeah, the Gerber zip file assembly, and then the BOM and the the bill of materials and the CPL files. And then once you do that, then you send it off and then submit the order, and then they will get back to you via email indicating if everything was okay and whatnot. I really like working with PCB Way because they are very hands-on. Before they even give you a quote on anything, they email you, they talk to you, and they bring it to the next level. That's ordering all the hardware for it. Then the next one you would have to do is you would have to make a major decision in your SCR file, and all the way down here you're going to have to change this to .ini or .ccp. Alrighty, and that's either going to let you run in Visual Studio or in the Arduino IDE. So I'm going to run this in the Visual Studio platform, and if you don't change this, it'll still upload into Visual Studios, but you're going to have some compiling issues. So we're just going to rename this, and we're going to go .ccp. Okay, are you sure you want to change the extension? And you go yes. Alrighty, now what that's going to do is, now once you go into your Visual Studios and open up a file. Alrighty, everybody, we are at this stage now of downloading the Visual Studio code, and all you would have to do is just go to their website at code.visualstudio.com. Or if you're using the Arduino IDE, then you would go to the Arduino website and follow the instructions to download it. But I am going to be using the Visual Studios. Now I got started in Visual Studios when I had to change out the motherboard on one of my 3D printers, and I had to download the updated Marlin code into the fresh motherboard. So this is how I kind of got introduced to Visual Studios. But for here, like I said, it's kind of easy. It's pretty much plug and play. They pretty much download everything that you need for it without you having to look for it, But yeah, if you want to give this a shot, I would say come here, Visual Studio Code. Go through the documents, go through their website, understand it a little bit, and then just go ahead and download it. I'm not going to download it. So then we're here. So what we're going to do now is once you get the files from GitHub, you're going to download them onto your machine and put them in a special spot, and you're going to see it's going to look like this one right here, where it's pretty much just says RC engine sound master zip file. Okay, and then what you want to do there is open it up and make a copy of this. So you want to copy, bring it out of here, paste it here, and then you're going to have to rename it. Okay, so you can keep all this separate from here, and once you get different RCs and stuff, then you can always go back to the first master, rename it. Like how I got this one a wheel loader, I got this one a loader, the Arctic articulated dump truck, you know. So from this point, you can you know, alter it the way you want. All right, so from here, once you made a copy of it and rename it to whatever you want, open it up. Alrighty, kind of get familiar with what's in here, all the files and everything. Pretty much the two main files, like I was saying before, is your documentation and your hardware. That's the order stuff. Now you're going to be getting into the coding of it. So now you're going to have to go down here to where it says SRC. Double click that, and then you're going to be brought into here. Tell you what, let me downsize this a little bit. Bring this into a different view here. Okay. All the way down at the bottom here, you're going to see a src.ino. Okay. You're going to have to change that to .ccp. So you click on it, and tell you what, actually I can do one of these numbers. Go back there, and let's open up the zip file, and let's open up the master, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here, where it says crs.ino, and it's got the Arduino symbol here, this tells you that this tells you that it's for Arduino. We're working in C++, so you're going to have to change this to .cpp, which it's real easy. You know, you just click on it. Tell you what, let me get back to my details, because your details is what's going to be able to make you do it. All right, so we're here, and what you're going to have to do is change the INO to CPP, which is C++. So you just hit rename and go after the dot. Actually, the CPP, and then it's going to ask you if you really want to do this, and you go yes, and then you're going to see how the icon changed to the C++ source. All right, so this is what's needed here if you want to run it in Visual Studio. Okay, so now once you do this, then you open up your Visual Studio, and then you're going to come to this little welcome. Now here you can go through the walkthroughs, get familiar with Visual Studios, and what have you. Like I said, it's pretty much self-explanatory. There are a lot of videos on Visual Studios and what it's capable of doing, and getting you through the fundamentals of it. But here we're going to go down to Open Folder, and then we're going to find that one folder, ESP32, and open it up. Take it there, take it to there, and take it to there. Okay, now it's going to do some initializing and everything off to the side here. Okay, all done. If you don't have platform IO on it, it will automatically download it for you, and what have you, and what's needed for it. So this is going to kind of pop up automatically. If not, I believe if you go through the extensions over here, and then you go to platform IO, you can download it that way also. Okay, so go back to my files here. So now you can see what we got to work with here. Basically what was in that file is right here on the side here. Everything that you need for it. And once again, I would suggest go through each folder, you know, each folder, find out what it's about. But in the long run, what you're gonna need most is under the SRC files, and pretty much under the vehicle files. This is where all the magic happens, is right up in here. Okay, And then the INO platform here is actually how you set up the framework, the Arduino framework for this platform here. If you're having problems, if it doesn't want to compile with like fast LED, there are some options here that you could try by semicolon this out and unsemicolon another one. I've tried several. This one here is a fresh file here, so this is relatively new. With some of the older ESP32 sound files that I've downloaded, I've had to kind of play with it here. So far, this seems to be working okay, just downloading and out of the box. You know, one of my other platforms, I actually had to semicolon this and then use one of the ones up here for it, you know, like around 16, 17 up here. This is, and it also worked. And then also down here, you have some libraries that are required, and you may have to download the git -scm-com downloads, which is a GitHub repository kind of program that runs behind Visual Studios here. Okay, and you may or may not need it. Some of my other files, or I didn't need it, but with this one here, I had to download it because it needed certain files. I'm not for sure, but it's real simple. You just go to their to the website here, download, follow the instructions, and pretty much off you go, and it'll pretty much do the rest. But if you're having a problem with the it finding the LED, or you're having a problem over here, then you can try a couple of these options. But so far, it seems to be working. And another thing what I like to do is, as soon as you upload it onto here, build it, compile it, see what happens. See if you run into any problems pretty much, you know, right out of the box, you know, and we'll see what it has to say. All right, well, see here, we got a success. Okay, we don't see any yellow indications means a warning or a problem, but it doesn't stop the program. If you see any red lines here, that means that there's a major problem and it has failed to process. So this is what I like to do right from the get-go. You know, once you can establish a success, then that means that your ESP32 that you have hooked into your computer and the Visual Studio is talking nice to each other. So once you got that all established, then you can get out of the platform IO-INI and actually go into the actual settings, you know. So go under vehicles, go up to general settings here. Most of this you don't have to really worry about. This has to deal with more with the Wi-Fi. If you're running a trailer that has a Wi-Fi trailer hooked up, like the Tamiya Wi-Fi, got a spot here for your password, your network word, your password for your network Wi-Fi configurations. Once again, I would say go through each file and read it. They got a lot of helpful information in here, and the DIY 999 guy really explains it, you know. And if you are familiar with code, you know, then you'll understand. Like if I go under the remote here, this is where you would start from in choosing your transmitter that you're using. Okay, and then here all you would do is say, like right now I am using the FlySky 6, which is defined here, and if you scroll down and like I said, read all of it. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get back that away so you can see a little bit more. And if you go through it, it kind of tells you what everything does. You know, like the the loader is for the Bernie 222 Volvo. The excavator, which I do have the Bernie 222 excavator from him, so I'll be using the FlySky i6S excavator protocol. Even though it says it's for the hydraulic excavator, I'm using the iBus protocol. the iBus communication for it. So I am going to use the regular here because I guess this is a new one here, a tandem excavator, the tandem harmony loader, the tandem crane. It sounds pretty cool. I might have to check into those, but we're going to be using that. But if you don't have an excavator, or if you just got like a like the King Hauler or a Globe Master, I think that's what it's called, the Tamiya trucks, then you would use one of these, and then you would scroll down and do your settings. See, like this is a remote, and if it's grayed out like this, that means you're not using that one. So you just keep scrolling down to where it's highlighted, and then you'll see where you can make your adjustments at. Okay, now this here is the sound controller channel. So this is what's on the board. Over here is where you can change the channels from. So say like if you don't want your horn on channel 6, you can change it to a different channel. If you got a 10 channel, then you can put this one to 9. Then in your transmitter, you would set up a specific channel for 9. Okay, because mostly all of this is just for your sound and how it integrates into each channel. And this gives you the power to change every one. And it'll tell you that if it's not in use, just mark down none, you know. So like if you don't have any hazards, you know, just mark down one. But if you do have hazards, then you can assign a channel to it. Right, left indicators, you know, because I think they're integrated within the left and right turning. And it'll tell you, see, here we go, indicators, hazards, you know, function 4, which is your left and right on your left stick, I believe. So if you're turning right or left, then it'll actuate your indicators or your hazards, depending if you're which mode you're in, mode 1 or 2. And then you can scroll down. You can reverse channels here in the controller just by changing this either to true or false. Same thing with the zeroing out of the adjustments. You can do that. Down here, you can either have the lights automatically turn on, the engine automatically turn on, or your like hazard lights automatically turn on. So, you know, I'm on my excavator. I think I'm going to have to turn the auto lights on. So, but for here, let's scroll back up and let's change this to. So we'll hashtag or / and then scroll down to the excavator, back off of that, and then we will scroll down to the excavator part of it. Here we go. Okay. And it'll tell you for at excavators only. Okay. And note that the vehicle file needs to contain the defined excavator mode, which we'll get into in a second. This is if you're running an excavator. Okay. I'm running an excavator. So this is where you would pretty much set up your all your bucket, your dipper, on and off switches, horn, your right and left tracks, which are the sounds of it, you know. So see, like on mine, I have my tracks on 5 and 6. I don't see a 5 down here. Oh, I see a 5 right here, momentary. Position switch for ISO, SCA mode selected. So, you know what? I will probably switch 5 and 7. Okay, so what I'll do is change this to 5 and then change this to 7. Okay. Now that changes the sounds of what's needed to be, of what it takes. Light switch, huh? Channel 9, channel 8. Interesting. All right, so then come down here, and I'm going to actually define my auto lights. Okay, And then that's pretty much it for what I want to do underneath the remote here. All right, so now we go underneath the vehicles, and we can scroll down to where, okay, see right now this is highlighted for a which kind? A Euro truck, and I don't know what a Swasser. It's a Swiss diesel truck. Okay, so we'll just come down here. Excavators. Here we go. Now, I did read here excavator profile. Okay, see, technically, you know what? I am going to use the Volvo 505 EL because the excavator that I have from Bernie 222 is modeled after it. So I think that'll be pretty cool for it. So, and it tells you that you got to use the Fly Sky 6 excavator mode underneath your remote over here. Okay. And then underneath your remote profile, you're going to have to go servo excavator servo profile. So let's go back up here. Let's come over to here. Let's hashtag this out. Come down to here and assign that. Okay. Now what you need to do, and let's go into the servo.h. Okay. And let's scroll down here. Obviously you can read this, you know, understand what you're looking at. And we are going to define servo excavator. So the default select. All right, we're gonna actually hashtag that out. Come down here now. I'm using servo excavators with electric actuators. So we'll just go ahead and define that. Alrighty. Now see if you're running an excavator with 1060 ESS, okay, with electric excavators driven by, which I actually do. Well, no, I don't. I have a knockoff brand of the 1060, but it's not a hobby wing. So I'm not going to use that, but you can use that also. So the next thing you would do is then go into your vehicles. Now remember, you have selected the Volvo 505. So we go underneath our vehicles here. So we bring our vehicle tabs down, and now we gotta find it. So let's go all the way down. Let's go to the Volvo 505 excavator. Okay. And then we kind of understand what it says. These vehicles specific settings are found. Okay, choose a starting sound. Okay, which is sometimes it'll give you a few different options here. You know, like your idle motor. It'll just give you the volumes of that you want, the revving sounds, and everything. See, some vehicles will actually give you a couple different sounds to work with. This here being a specific Volvo 505, you're not going to have very many options, you know, superchargers. But if this is where you change all of the sounds that you want to work with, say like if you want to give it some turbo whistle, say like you got a Volvo 505 all turboed up, you can give it some turbo. That's what I like about this program here, is you got a lot of options. You know, your cooling fans. You know, that'll just give a fan sound in the background. Horn. Okay, see here. See, they just got a regular car horn. Tell you what shall we pick? Horn, blast, outlaw, train horn, short. All right, you know what? We'll go with that one. So we'll come down here, we'll go ahead and hash that out and do one of those. Now, you just got to remember, you can only, under each category here, you can only have one at a time. I can't have like the horn blast and the car horn. It'll confuse itself. Okay, so now we go down here, keep going, parking brake, engage sound, which I don't think I have on it, reverse beeping sound. So you got the LED indicators, you know, the right and left tic-tac sounds, you can adjust that. Okay, choose excavator specific sounds. Okay, see the hydraulic pump sounds. Yeah, see, I kind of ran this already, and I'm not liking the hydraulic pump sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn this down to 10. And the hydraulic flow here also, yeah, it makes this weird whooshing sound that I'm just not too crazy about. Okay, track rattle, gotta have the track rattle. Okay, gotta have the track rattle. Track rattles too. Oh, see, here we have an options. You know, we have 80 millimeters a second or 100 millimeters a second of the track dozer rattle sound. I'm just gonna keep that the way it is, you know. But this is how you can adjust your volumes on it and everything. And the bucket rattle. Your lighting options, I don't have any xenon lightings or the separate full beam or anything like that on it. I don't have anything. I don't have any blue lighting on it or anything. The acceleration and everything, I don't really play with these, but if you read it, you can play with these a little bit, because this is now entering where your speed control comes in at, where you can give it a little bit more punch, you know, on how fast the acceleration and deceleration happens, you know, gearbox parameters. I don't really mess with any of these. Vehicle type, you don't have to play with this. You know, this is if you're making something way weird, you know, then you can use this. Let's see here. Okay, so now we're done with that. This is all seems to be in order. And one more thing I wanted to see if the indicator. Okay, see, here it is. Excavator mode. Got to make sure this is because how it defined it earlier underneath the vehicles. Oh, gotta let the dog out. So from here, you know, your vehicle is set, your remote is set. You don't really have to play with the speed control here or anything. I don't really play with any of the options here, but this is where you can really choose what you have. You have like a different type of an ECS here. Yeah, it's like I said, it's quite in depth. This program is so expansive, it's almost a sensory overload. But if you take your time, go through each of it before you even start downloading it onto the ESP32. Go through all of this, read it, because it does explain exactly what each line does, and it makes it very helpful, you know, for the do-it-yourselfer like myself, you know, that actually this is all learned self-taught here. You know, I've never taken any classes or anything, but I learned it, and it's really not that bad. So from here, once you made your few changes or whatever changes you would like to make, and you would hit the build and see if there's any discrepancies in it. Okay, it says that it failed. Okay, define vehicle name Volvo 505 ton excavator user. This is where you kind of have to know a little bit about programming. I was coming up with an error saying that it does not define the vehicle name. It could not find the Fly Sky ISS put it this way, it was trying to look for something that wasn't there. So all I did was remove it, because what I'm defining here is just the name of a vehicle. It's not looking for any type of a files, files or anything. But in here, it was looking for a file. So I just removed it, and I had a success in loading it up. So this is where, you know, you kind of have to understand what you're doing, play around with it, step away, have a cup of coffee, have a cigarette, do what you need to do, you know, and then come back to it, because it's really not that hard. Now, see, something like this needs to be brought to the DIY 999 guys, and let them know what needed to be done. But it seems to work now. I have a successful load here. I'll tell you what, we'll compile it one more time. And it's not looking for that file anymore. And there you go. Yeah, what was happening was in the remote area here where it says Fly Sky Excavator, or no, I'm sorry, where was it at? Vehicles, where it started at. Yeah, he must have copied and pasted this whole sentence here as the vehicle name. Well, when it came to here, it was looking for the remote control for it, because that's the remote you need. And it was hanging up right there. So all I did was remove the whole thing here. There's all in quotes here, just remove it. I could have went even further. I mean, you can name this yourself. You can say, you know, my excavator, not yours, you know, and that's all it is, you know. But there was a command in it that was telling it to look for something. So I just removed it, and it worked. So we're back to here. And then here, all you would do is just hit the little boot button on the ESP32, and then go ahead and download it. And we will do that in a moment. Let me set up my cameras and bring the excavator over and everything, and we'll take it to the next step. Alrighty, we're at this stage now to where we can put it onto the ESP32, which we'll go ahead, and I did compile it again, and we have a success right here. So what we're going to do now is, alrighty, we're at this stage in the compiling of the program here. So as you can see, I have my ESP32 right here, and the file right here. And what we're going to do now is go ahead and hit the auto. We're going to hit the auto tab down here, and you'll see a drop down up here. We're going to pick the COM3 here. Should have picked it automatically, but I'm going to specifically pick COM3 because that's where my port is. If you plug in your ESP32 and you do not see it there at the underneath the port com there, then you're going to have to either download some drivers for it. But this is with Visual Studios, it pretty much does it automatically. So it's actually right nice. So from here, we would just, and if you are familiar with the ESP32, there is a boot button here and a reset button here. What you got to do is hold this boot button down as you press the upload button here, and as it starts compiling for the first second or two, you can go ahead and release it. So I'm going to go ahead and hold that down. There it is right there, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And then you could see this building. Connecting the COM port, okay, about 18%. You can release it. And then when it is finally done, it says it's success. You should get a blue little light on it, indicating that it's working. So we'll go ahead and just disconnect it, and then bring it over to the excavator and plug it in and see how she works. Alrighty, everybody, we're at this point now where we're going to put it into the excavator here. So I got it sitting on my main table here. Got the ESP sitting right there. And now let's go ahead and put it right in the little area right there. Alrighty, she is in place. And that's pretty much all that really needs to be done. Set it in spot, and then we'll hook up our battery. So we'll do that. Okay. So yeah, we'll just kind of leave it open for now, just in case anything goes wrong. So we'll do that. And set you right there. Okay, that's nice out of the way right there. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is go ahead and turn my controller on. Okay. Go ahead and turn our receiver on. It's making some flashes. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the ESP on. Okay. Not making any noises. Let's see here. Let's it's making Volvo noises. Tell you what, let's set this on up here. Okay, we'll set that on up there. Let's move my camera out of the way here. Let's get kind of a looks like we have our lights. Okay. Alrighty, we got noises. Let's see if we got some track noises now, and move everything out of the way. Pretty good read. She seems to be working. righty. Everything seems to be working okay. Gonna come back here, turn the EC off first, turn the receiver off, and turn the transmitter off. Alrighty, well there she is in its glory. Oh yeah.